Yes, my darling, go on.
We have a question for this young lady here.
Prynawn dark eye.
Prynawn da cariad bach, ti'n iawn?
Dipyn fach Gymraeg.
That's okay, that's good. Well done, well done.
I come from Conway, so not far from...
Do you?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Cool, yeah. What school did you go to?
Well, I lived in Telford and I've lived in Midwell, Dolgellau.
Bloody hell, I know that, yeah. Get a gong. Oh, yeah, go on, yeah.
Go Welsh.
Go Welsh.
I was just going to ask, it seems like you and Eve have developed kind of a almost couple relationship because you seem quite close on set and you seem quite close, as in having a lot of fun together off set. And the other thing was, did you, as original cast members, did you have any fears about the show being part set in the States, if it would be too Americanized? No offense, but it's just a case there was a lot of debate by a lot of fans.
I'll answer your first question about Eve, and I'm sure Eve can answer the American about the American cast.
I hate Kyowen.
There wasn't a question.
He's an idiot.
We're that good of actors.
No
we actually hate each other.
He's an idiot.
We hate each other so much. Eve mentioned something in a couple of interviews that we did today, that the character of Reese was supposed to be killed off in episode 6 of series 1. Eve took me aside and said, we have to make this couple work. We have to make people like this couple. We have to make them real. We have to make Reese real. We have to make people love Gwen and Reese and relate to Gwen and Reese, even though they live in this extraordinary world. And we have tried our best every day to sort of do that. But also it's been quite effortless because, as an actor, from my point of view, she's wonderful to work with. She's wonderful to be on set with and off set with. I adore Gwen Cooper and I adore Eve Miles from the bottom of my heart. That's as simple as. And that's so my job is easy. So there you go. We made it work. I think if the chemistry comes across, it's because it's real. It's not fake.
Yeah, absolutely.
I love Eve Miles.
So cute.
Who doesn't love Eve Miles? Come on. She wakes up every morning and she blacks a little gap between her teeth and she goes downstairs.
That's not real, and I'm not Welsh. I'm not Welsh. There's no gap, and I haven't got freckles. I do it all as an act. Are you there? Is there anybody out there, for the love of God?
You can't.
Are you there?
So listen, if I take a video, will you all stand up and scream really loudly and stuff and all that?
Yeah, I think they will, Kai. I got a really nasty suspicion they will.
Well, I would just like to say about Kayo, and he's always so lovely about me.
I'll take this.
No, it's. I'm very honoured to work with Kyowen and John Barrowman as my leading men. They're superb actors and generous and kind, and in my eyes, first-class actors, and it has been an absolute pleasure, whatever happens with Torchwood, whether we go again or whether we don't. There's a big possibility that we don't go again. There's a big possibility that maybe we do go again. But if we don't, and this is the end of the road, I would like to take this opportunity to say to Kyowen, I love you with all my heart. You've been the best on-screen husband I could possibly have. And thank you, babes.
Oh. You're welcome. She stinks of cabbage.
Right, we have a question right at the back here.
Will you all stand up and scream when I say?
Yes, we can do that.
He thinks he's Robbie Williams.
Okay. Okay.
Ready? After 3. 1, 2, 3.
Oh, let's make this the best bloody partner they've ever had. 1, 2, 3.
They couldn't hear you.
Oh dear.
I got a bit excited.
Right.
Okay. Listen, she thought it was just part of steps.
This is a question for Alexa and Arena. I know you've both been on a load of American shows before, and this is your, I was just going to ask, because you said that you had a big rush to, when you heard Torchwood is coming over, and you were like, yay, Torchwood's coming over, it's a nice English show. How would you say the experience on set compared to the American shows you've worked on before?
Completely different and so refreshing. Thankfully, it was completely different. I love Hollywood and I love the process, but it was very refreshing because bringing them on, they had
There's an ease. Everything's much more relaxed.
Yeah, a more appreciative energy. They were so excited to be doing Torchwood in the States. They were so welcoming. I mean, at first, I thought I was coming into a show, well, I knew that I was coming onto a show that's already established, already has fans, they already set stars over here, and that I didn't want to step on any toes, because some actors can be a little difficult. I won't mention who, but...
Tom Price.
But they weren't at all that way. They were very open and welcoming, and even Julie and Russell, they made it a party, and they made everybody, even the crew, relax. They couldn't wait to be on Torchwood and be filming, and it was a totally different energy. And we're very thankful for that. We wish more shows would come out. You guys are great, really.
Okay. And
Yeah!
we have a question from a young lady here.
Where?
Hello. Hello. Hi. We were talking about like you guys being role models earlier, and you are my role models basically. And I was just wondering if you have any hints and tips on how to get into like acting and all this sort of stuff, because I want to be where you guys are in a couple of years' time. Thank you.
You can do it. I would say Eve's our master actress. Study. You know more than anything here, but I would just say that you just study and really know your craft, and if you genuinely love it and you work hard, that I would say classes are the first start. You, Eve, as far as, it's probably different here versus the States.
It's so different.
It's very different.
Yeah. Here, don't take no for an answer. Don't take no for an answer, and be very passionate and sure about what you want to do. And if you have passion, it's infectious. That's all I can say. Stick at it. I'm 33. I've done this for 12, 13 years. I've been in successful things. I've been in unsuccessful things. Sometimes, crikey, it was, you know, Kai Owen's doing something, I'm going to shoot him. 6 weeks ago, I was turning to my family and going, right, I'm going to retrain as a midwife. Stupid, ridiculous. Stick at what you love, stick at what you're passionate about. And if anybody tells you you can't do it, just say, okay.
Okay, thanks. Because there's another thing, I think always keep your head up, because this is a high, I mean, we're a part of a successful show, but there's the times that you're not working and things aren't going as expected, and it's really easy to get down on yourself, but even through all those no's, keep your eyes set on the highs. I always say it's like surfing. You catch the wave and you're on the top of the world, and then all of a sudden, they kill your character. And then you're in the sand, eating a mouthful of sand, and then you just pick yourself up, and you always know that there's a greater plan, and one job leads to the next, and
then you Dunkin' Donuts.
Just stay very positive, and you can do it.
It's a complex question, because there's so much involved in being an actor. People think that they can just walk off the street and become an actor. You can't. You can, but then your career is a sprint. It's not a marathon. And I intend for my career to be a marathon. There's ups and downs. And if that's the way you want to go, if you want to go into this career, well then study really hard, try and get into a really good drama school, and be confident and be happy. And most of all, have bloody fun.
Yeah, have a lot of laugh. And just
because actors who don't have fun are freaking boring, right? They're boring.
It's true.
Have fun.
And and if you keep that fun element about it and your passion inside, then you'll cope, because when you're doing it, it's the best job in the world. When you're not, it's the worst job in the world.
We cook pies.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right, we have a last question for this gentleman here.
Last question? No
You.
Yeah.
Is it?
Kai.
That's you, that is. You don't stop.
You talk too much,
Listen to the
Kai.
talking, okay? Listen to the guy.
All you do is
Well,
talk.
what do you mean?
Listen,
Once
there,
been able to ask a
Sorry,
question.
go on,
so
go
all
on.
you do is talk. All you do.
You ready?
Hey, so this is directed to everyone. What's the biggest challenge you've kind of had to face individually in Torchwood in general? Like out of all of the seasons as actors, the biggest challenge you've had?
I'm sorry, you're going to have to hold the
We had no
microphone
idea
closer,
what
Yeah,
please.
What
He
was
said, what's the biggest challenge all of you had faced from your time on Torchwood?
in Torchwood. I could make mine short. Probably getting killed. Going in knowing that I was gonna get killed. I didn't know how, but it was a challenge to make those episodes that I was in the best and the most memorable, and be just because it did seem like Vera was gonna become part of the team, and that's what I believe Russell was doing. So he was making it so the death would be more of a surprise. So it was how to make that come through successfully.
I had 2 challenges and I'll let them wrap it up. Mine was, one, being a working mom. I'm sure a lot of you can relate that it's a fine juggle of really investing yourself into what you do as a career, but then still being the best mom that you can possibly be. So that was, I have a new child as well. She's about 14 months. So she was really young when I started the show. So that was finding my footing. Being a working mom was my challenge. And then the second was just saying goodbye, knowing that we make these friends and it's your dream job, and then to know that it's so worth it with what Russell sets up to say goodbye. But for us, are we kidding me? I filmed how long ago and I'm already feeling teary-eyed. It's so nice to be back and see friends, and it was an experience of a lifetime. So saying goodbye was probably my hardest part.
I feel as if that. I think challenges it, like, you know, as far as the script goes and writing it or approaching it in that way, doesn't really kind of. Russell will always. Russell will always challenge the character and always maybe try and push new boundaries and things like that. But I think that's it. The challenges as an actor you can do. It's what you face in real life and more challenges. And I think Alexis just nailed it there. Really, to be honest with you, I think that's real. What we do is pretend. What Alexis is just talking about is real. Real life is a challenge.
I have 2 things.
That's true.
2 challenges I've had with Torchwood. The first one was having to deal with John Barrowman. The first one was when me and Yanto had to save John Barrowman, Captain Jack Harkness, from the cement block, and he dropped and was naked in chains in Children of Earth. What you guys don't know was he really was naked. He didn't need to be naked.
Yes, it's this big.
Okay? And he had to walk on stones.
Oh no, that was it.
So to soften his feet, he taped sanitary towels to the bottom of his feet and walked towards me with all his crown jewels pointing at me, literally. And I had my close-up going, get in the car. It was disgusting. That was challenging, right? The second thing that was challenging for me was Children of Earth, once again, was running through muddy fields with children on my back and my hips.
Yeah.
Running for 4 hours. I ended up for 4 days in hospital. With popped hips, a popped shoulder, and a lack of oxygen to my lungs. So I was pretty ill. That was challenging.
Me and Eve spent a day on the back of a wagon as well, lying on potatoes once.
Potatoes.
And that was pretty painful.
Well,
But these are enjoyable things. Go on, ask one more question.
Can I just say, well done. Miracle Day was the most amazing bit of TV ever made.
That's not a question! Thank you very much, but that's not a question. So next one.
Okay,
Next one.
That makes me so happy
She has
because I
got a
was
question.
scared.
Eva, have you ever thought about doing theatre?
I'm sorry, I have no idea.
Have you ever thought about doing theatre?
Look out, 2012.
Giving something else for Kai for his phone. Let's get up on our feet if we can. If we can't, give a massive round of applause and a huge cheer to the stars of Torchwood!